How can Moscow then reduce the pressure without simply escalating the war?
So Ukraine pressuring the economy, Russian economy and Russian military industrial complex within, like deep outside the front, of course, will make Russia respond. And I think there are several possible tracks at once that Russia will take. So one would be, of course, increasing the air war, and this is very bad for Ukraine because like this is where Ukraine is the most vulnerable, because Russia has significantly more ballistic missiles than Ukraine has the high-end interceptors. Even President Zelensky recently announced that this year Ukraine has gotten only the third of the high-end interceptors that they've got in 2025. So here Ukraine remains vulnerable, and I think that when the winter approaches, we will see more and more Russian strikes on Ukrainian and energetic infrastructure, as well as continuous strikes on the civilian population. Another dimension, another track, I would say the manpower, but here we have to be cautious because we still don't know. Their mobilization is likely but not inevitable. And I think before taking those steps, Putin would wait for the Duma parliamentary elections in Russia in the end of September. But this is quite possible too. Another dimension how Russia might respond would be Russia's own economic adaptation, because we can see that Russia does suffer economically from Ukrainian strikes and from the sanctions. But Russia has an amazing capability to adapt, and it has increasingly shown it to us since 2022. But this adaptation comes at a cost, and the cost will be additional reliance on China, on India, on third countries. Uh, so yeah, oh, another what is very important for me as a Stratcoms person, that Russia will definitely mm, increase the information manipulation, and we already see it going on, especially in the digital media these days, because uh, there will be two audiences, internal and externals, because Putin will have to explain to his people who are asking the question, why is our state not protecting, not defending us? Why is this happening to us? We've heard it multiple times throughout this couple of months of increased Ukrainian attacks on Russian infrastructure, especially with the fuel and the well berries. Uh, so he will need to reframe this question on why Ukraine is doing this to us. So he will try to portray Ukraine as a terroristic state who is trying uh, to attack Russian civilians, and it will serve also an external communication purpose when he will try to increase the Western pressure
All
on
right.
Ukraine.